Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Châtillon 155 designed in 1955. It's a Tier 9 French SPG located on the westbourne of Sand River. This one is under the command of talon1958, and yes, it's another entry in the contest for the Weekend Lion. Well, if you've been following the contest, you'll know that Angeline's been doing rather well. In fact, she's been getting some great results. And yes, again, Talon lost last week, and now he's trying to put in as many good results as he can so that he can gain another Weekend Lion. Because, as you know, they've got a little boy called Remy who's rather active. He likes getting up early, playing with his toys and running around the house, switching the lights on and everything. And so, yes, one responsible adult has to be up, looking after him, making sure that he's not doing anything he shouldn't be doing. Of course, he's a good boy. And so, yes, they do crave extra sleep because he doesn't sleep very long. He's actually got a very, very short sleep span. And so, yes, if they can get a Weekend Lion, they will try for it. Okay, dialed in. He's tracking the target. Line it up ahead. That's it. Rouse out. Close, very close. He was about to move through the aim point, but he stopped suddenly. So you can see that Talon took the shot anyway, and it worked. So at least he got 236 out of it. Now the Batchat 155 is a set designed in 1955. It's 155mm caliber. It's capable of doing 680 alpha, 48mm pen. Oh, we've got a nice hit there on the E4. And it will penetrate 48mm armor with a 7.6 meters burst radius. It has got, well, kind of average reload time for a 155mm shell. 28.76 seconds, but you can see Talon's got it down to 23. Gets another shot in. This time he wounds the 60 TP, only a small amount of splash off him, but he got loads of stun assist because the 60 TP then took a round from somebody else. And that's what this game's all about. If you want to get a high mastery, you need to get as much stun assist as you can. We proved that just the other day with a pair of games kindly submitted by Major MTP and Wazwolf, both using the Hummel, the same Arty but with different guns. And you can see that one gun did lots of damage and very little stun assist, and the other tank did, the other Arty did lots of stun assist but not much actual damage. And of course one ended up with a higher XP than the other one and a higher mastery. So you can see it does actually have an effect. Wargaming, by altering the amount of damage we do and the amount of stun assists we do, has actually affected how we get a mastery and how we get results. The more assists we do, the more that we help our teammates, the more likely that we're going to get a good result at the end. Talon's actually being very cautious here. He's actually moving away from the cap area because the enemy tanks are making their way. Oh, there was the Rhino Sorrente just going up. The G-Saw got him. But he's actually changing his angle so he can get better shots on some of the enemy tanks, because the ones that were down in the riverbed were hiding, and that shell unfortunately was very short, very shallow. It really does help sometimes if you move about the battlefield, especially if you know that one of the flanks is actually open. And in this instance, the north flank is completely clear, so he can actually get shots in and then make use of that. 60 TP, taking fire, rounds out. He stunned him. Let's just hope the 60 TP takes another shot while he's still stunned. Well, that E4 rather, is actually headed back to his own cap area because he's suddenly noticed there's a couple of our tanks very close to the cap, and the STB-1 that's bound there is very, very short on health. Rounds out on the 260. Oh, he slowed him down. He stopped him. He tracked him, but he's fixed his tracks and he's on the move again. They're desperately trying to get back to their own cap area because they realize now the STB-1's gone down. The E4 is trying to do a rear guard action because our TVP is coming up behind him, and this could be the end of his game. Oh, and he's out. Only 3 enemies left. They've got a 260, a Progetto 66, and a 212A. We're all convening on the cap area. This game's going to be over very, very shortly, I can see. There's the 212A. Tier 9 Soviet SPG. Rounds out. Looks good. Well, the kill shot actually went to the M53, M55. Talon's shot arrived just a fraction of a second too late for him to get anything. But it was close. It was close. Very close. You saw 2 shells arrive virtually simultaneously. He can't get a shot on these 2 at the moment, but he's just trying for some splash and some stun. He does get stunned on the 260, and these guys are being surrounded. There's no way they're coming out of that. It's only a matter of moments now. They're still stunned. There goes one. The 260 goes down, and the game's over. Here's the end of battle stats, and we can see that it was a second-class tanker for talon1958 in the batch at 155.55. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 6. And his win rate, well, wasn't particularly high, 1,161, because he didn't do a whole lot of actual damage in this game. He was trying to go for the stun assist. Obviously, that would help the mastery. He really does need as high a mastery as he can to win in the competition. Because it's the mastery, obviously, that decides. Because if they both have a second class, then it goes to the medals. And if they both got the same medals, it goes to the win 8. So the win 8 is only the deciding factor. It's the mastery that really counts. And if you get an ace tanker, it wins the weekend Lions straight out there and then. So let's have a look at team score and see where he is. Well, not a lot of damage, as I said. 1,287 went to Talon. The highest damage in this game actually was the STB-1 who was guarding their cap area. He got a high caliber for 5,751 hit points of damage. Second highest damage was the Bosch 155, got 3,830. And the Progetto 65 managed 3,550. So, yes, he didn't get much compared to some of the others. But as I said, he was going for stun assist. The G-Saw managed a Confederate. And the M53, M55 also got a Confederate in that game. When it came to kills, I'm afraid Talon didn't get any kills at all. But again, he was going after stun. The highest number of kills was 2 kills, and that was achieved by the Progetto 65. The G-Saw 1000, is it the 1010? It's the 1006-7, yes. It's difficult to know which G-Saw you're looking at now. And TVP and the M5Y and the M53, M55 and the TVP and 3 members of the enemy team as well. Their STB-1, their Progetto 66 and their 2128 all managed 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, he's a little higher on the table, but the top scorer was the Progetto 65, 974. The G-Saw managed 921. The Foch managed 915. And then we've got Talon way down here with 819. He fired only 11 shots in the game because it was over so quickly. It was only just under 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 45 seconds. 3 direct hits on the enemy and 12 splashes. Damage of 1,287 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 5 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he did get 2,003 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a premium account, he actually earned 87,989 credits from the game, and he got 25 bonds from a mission achievement and 2,457 experience points. But sadly, this was not enough to beat Angelina, because yes, this is the score that Angelina set right at the start of the week. And yes, you'll remember that game, second class bruiser and a Confederate. This was the assault game, where Angelina actually did get killed in the game, but she did put up a good fight. And in fact, they won the game because the other Arty on her team, the 212A, stayed alive, even though he was jumped on top of by the enemy. He managed to shrug that guy off and stayed alive long enough to win the game for them. So yes, Angelina is still in the lead, but there is another game in, so let's have a look at that one straight away. The second replay is on the Erlenberg map, and this time it's Angelina75's turn to try and beat her previous score. Game on. 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of that howitzer. She really knows how to play the M53, M55. She's working on her third mark at the moment. Like everyone else, she wants to get the achievement. And it won't be long before she does get it, actually, if you think about it. I think some players have been getting very close to getting third marks. Especially, of course, Oxidor's got an account on the NA server now, and he's been working on his 3 marks and sending us in the replays. Anyway, Angelina is now looking downrange for targets. She's parked very close to the railway line that runs to the hill on the east side, which is actually quite dangerous because there is a kind of gap there which the enemy might be able to see through. Looking for a target. She's found one, E75. Now she's tracking the target and dialing in at the same time. Oh, she thought he was going to move forward. He stopped to take a shot, and unfortunately Angelina's shell there didn't hit target. Standard reload, 40.27 seconds. Angelina's got 32.8. Now it's an 8-inch howitzer, that's caliber 203mm, capable of 900 alpha, penetrating 52mm of armor with a 10.5 meter burst radius. So it's actually quite a meaty weapon. Long reload, yes, well, sort of. It's a bit longer than the 155, but you get better results. Now, she's looking for the targets that are up on that side, but our teammates haven't gone to a position where they can actually get sight of them. Got an EBR 105 that's milling around just in front of the hill, and I'm hoping that he's going to pop up and see them very, very shortly. Yes, he's having a quick look up. He's found them. Okay, we've got a couple of wheeled vehicles, the new British wheeled vehicles, lots of people getting them. Rounds out. Well, she got a piece of him. 97 hit points there off the Concept 5. The thing about wheeled vehicles, you do have to leave them a little longer than tanks, because I'm afraid the thing is they move so quickly that if you don't leave them high enough, then there's a chance that you're going to miss. Now she's decided to relocate, not because of counter battery, mainly down to the fact that obviously her team is stronger on this side of the map, so it does make sense for her to be over this side, because if the enemy is stronger on the other side, then she needs to be further away from them. She's found a Waffle, a Waffenträger, a Panzer IV, Tier 9, rounds out. Oh, direct hit! Very good selection, because they don't have much armor. Unfortunately, it looks like she hit the tracks of the thing, and it's shielding most of the damage. She got 364 of him, but the thing about waffles is that I know people don't like calling them waffles, but Waffenträgers don't have much armor, so if you do hit them, there's a very good chance you will get a penetrating shot. And with a 900 alpha, this could be very, very dangerous to a Waffenträger. Late war developments, they decided to fit the oh, he got him! She got him! She did get him! It's a late war design to actually stick a very heavy gun onto a well-proven actual tank chassis, and it never got put into main production, but it should have really, because after all, the idea was to have a very big gun that could actually wipe out enemy tanks very easily. The problem with the Jagdtiger was it was just too heavy, too mechanically difficult to move about, and in the end that was its downfall. It was just always breaking down. Okay, Concept 5 trying to get at our teammates. Well, he gets splashed and he was stunned virtually straight away, but he got rid of his stun, so he must have had one of those buttons where you can press it straight away to get rid of it. But he does kill our 121, unfortunately. But we seem to be doing rather well at the moment. We're 3 tanks up on the enemy. They just lost their M53, M55 in the distance. And Angelina's trying to take out this Concept 5 before he does any more damage. She's marked the spot. A Sheridan's moving in. She should be able to get both of them if they go close together. And she fires the round in. And she does get something off the Concept 5. Our EBR killed the Sheridan. And I think that, yes, the Concept 5 has now been killed. So we're now looking at the west side of the map, where we're seeing a Leopard 1 go into the trees. Meanwhile, this 113 Beijing Opera is kind of out in the open. He's very likely to be on the receiving end of a lot of fire very shortly. So Angelina needs to put a round in to stun him as quickly as she can. Lines up the shot ahead of his path. Rounds out, looks good. It landed a bit long, but it should have stunned him. And if our teammates do get sight of him again, then they might be able to get some shots in, give Angelina some stun assist. Everyone's going into the corner. Somebody on our team did go into the cap momentarily, but I don't think they want to cap this one out. I think they want it to fight it out. Now, she is getting a little close to that 113 Beijing Opera, actually. I'm a bit worried now. She should be a little closer to the middle of the map, not this side of it. And she's been spotted, I think. Rounds out. Well, she fired at him, and I think he saw her. I'm pretty certain he did, and she's on the receiving end. Oh, well, he's taking fire. He does put one round into her. Yes, my worries were confirmed. Unfortunately, yes, she went into the danger zone. Always reminds me of a story I tell about what happened when I was in the Navy, where we came up alongside and refueled. Oh, let's see that again. I was so just about to tell you the story about the American destroyer when I totally forgot that I was in free camera mode. Angelina lines up the E4, tracking him. That's it, lines up, round out, kill shot. Beautifully done, right on the engine deck. Yes, going back to the story, where we were on HMS Intrepid at the time, and I was actually one of the bridge officers on Intrepid at that particular time, and we were razzing, which is refueling at sea, with an American destroyer passing over stores, and they were off to the Gulf in the Gulf of Libya, which is the Gulf of Sirte. That's it. And Libya had been particularly naughty recently during that period, and they tried to shoot down a couple of American Tomcats, and they paid the price because the Tomcats shot them down instead. But yes, at the time it was quite a dangerous area of the map, being in the med there. And when the Americans stopped razzing and moved away from us at speed, they really put the power on and moved away from us, and they played Danger Zone from Top Gun through the speakers on their helicopter deck, which was very funny. We all enjoyed that. We all had a laugh because they were headed off into the Danger Zone, where Gaddafi was trying to claim the Gulf of Sirte for himself. Of course, it was open season. That 140 is going to go down, and he has, and that's the end of the game. I don't often reminisce about my Navy exploits, Rob, because Jingles tends to do that himself. Actually, on his replays and his videos, he tells about his Navy days and what he got up to. I tend to keep it all to myself, but I mean, there's some exploits that I can actually share with you and tell you about on my various bit of active service. Anyway. That game was the second class tanker for Angelina75 in the M53 M55. She managed to get a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 6. And she got a win rate of 2,652, which is Unicum standard. But sadly, she didn't get any medals, I'm afraid, on that game. Let's have a look at team score. She did get a decent amount of damage, actually, 2,254 hit points, but the highest damage was the Object 140 on the enemy team with 4,524, followed by the Object 140 on our own team, who managed 3,799. He got a Confederate, and the Hori one was second with, or third rather, I should say, with a tank sniper, and he managed 3,626 hit points. So with 2254, she was beaten by 4 members of the enemy team. There you go. I'll bring that back there. And also 5 members of her own team, which means she was in 10th place on damage. So a little way down the table, but it's still a decent score. When it came to kills, she was a little higher because the top scorers were the EBR 105, who managed to get 4 kills, and the Object 140 on the enemy team. Also, EBR did actually die during the game, but he got a patrol duty nonetheless. 2 kills went to the Hori 1, to Angelina, to the STB 1 on their own team, and also to the Concept 5 and the 113 Beijing Opera on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, Angelina's in 4th place because the T54 got 1,011. The EBR 105 got 1,003, the ST1 got 915, and then we've got Angelina with 885. So not bad, actually, on base XP. She fired 11 shots, got 4 direct hits, 1 penetration. I'm wondering which one she actually penetrated in that game, but I think it was the waffle. Let's have a look. Yes, it was. 1,287 hit points off that kill alone. Yes, so she did very well selecting the waffle. She did exactly the right thing. Go for the weakest ones, the ones which you can easily pen, get a full roll, and then get everything off them. She also got 9 splashes, damage of 2,254, all of it at more than 300 meters. She did receive 1 hit. It was from the 113 Beijing Opera. She got spotted. She was on the wrong side of the castle. She should have been nearer to the center of the city rather than actually on the castle side, the river side, because yeah, she was kind of exposed out there. But even though she lost hit points, she didn't get killed. 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 kills, 1,208 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. Now, on a free-to-play account, she actually made a loss off that game, 7,772 credits, and she also got 1,770 XP off the game as well. So, yes, so far so good, she says, but as you saw before, that's the best score that Angelina's managed so far, 2nd class bruiser and a Confederate, and that beats the 2nd class and bruiser that she's currently got. So even though she got a high win rate, because she didn't get the medal, she hasn't beaten her previous score. So Angelina is still in the lead. So, yes, we'll have to wait and see if Talon sends in another replay to find out if he beats him, and I'll probably tell you some more stories about my exploits at sea later on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those 2 replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.